This is a Renew original recording. Hello and welcome to Believe in People, a two-time Radio Academy Award nominated and British Podcast Award-winning series about all things addiction, recovery and stigma. My name is Matthew Butler and I'm your host, or as I like to say, your facilitator. Today on Believe in People, I'm joined by Chiedu Oraka, one of the UK's most distinctive emerging voices in rap, also known as the Black Yorkshireman. Born and raised on a council estate in Hull, Chiedu grew up navigating two worlds, Nigerian at home and British identity outside. That tension shaped how he saw himself, how others treated him, and the stigma he carried from a young age. In the same year, Chiedu went to prison and to university, a contradiction that captures the reality of his life at the time. We talk openly about drugs, alcohol, crime and stigma, and the turning points that forced him to change course. Since then, Chiedu has gone to perform at Glastonbury, open for Coldplay, and support Skepta on his world tour, without ever leaving his roots beyond. We begin today by talking about dual identity and how growing up between cultures shaped Chiedu from the very start.
And I think it's something that I battled with for quite a long time, to be honest. You know, having them Nigerian expectations and my household being so Nigerian. And then when I step out onto the estate, it's a little bit of a different world. I'm going into my mates' houses. They're speaking to their parents a certain way and doing and demonstrating behaviours that really were quite alien-like in my household. So it was always a bit of a battle. And I just wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like everyone else. Didn't want to be ostracised for my differences. Do you know what I mean? And when you're black, you're Nigerian, you're under sort of a, it's, I don't know, like the eyes are always on you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I say, I was always tall. Obviously I'm black. I'm on this rough council estate. And like I said, I just want to fit in.
Because you mentioned just before we started, when we talked about that being, you know, the height you are, as well as recognisable as you are, is a bit of gift and a curse.
Gift and a curse, most definitely. Obviously I'm recognisable. Yeah. There's not many 6'7" black kids roaming around in Hull. Especially back then anyway. Obviously I wasn't 6'7" when I was younger, but I've always been tall. So it's always been, that's Chiedu. But then if anything ever kicked off, I was always the first one to get the blame. I was always the first one to get recognised. I couldn't do a lot of the things that my mates could do because I'd just get recognised and I'd get caught and dicey situations would happen. But yeah, it took me a while really to admit this balancing act. I was never ashamed to be black, but maybe I was a little bit ashamed to be Nigerian. Even though I was born in the UK, but I'm Nigerian. My name, Chiedu, it means the Lord is my shepherd. Oraka, these are proper Igbo Nigerian names, so I can't hide the fact that I'm Nigerian and black. But I did used to sort of hide the fact, or just like I say, it goes back to just wanting to be accepted. Do you know what I mean? Because people would sort of ridicule and take the mickey, like say for an example, my house doesn't really smell the same as a normal British person's house because of the foods that my mum was cooking. Do you know what I mean? So people, and even the foods we was eating, some of my white friends would sort of like turn their nose up and you know what, I look back now and I'm not angry. It was just new to them. They'd never seen it either. It's not your usual bangers and mash.
That's it. I was going to say, it's not chicken nuggets and chips, is it? Not beans on toast.
Obviously,
you know
we did have them meals as well. Of course, we had them meals as well. But obviously, our mum's Nigerian, so she's going to cook Nigerian food. So like I say, some of the aromas were a bit different. She's cooking crayfish and pounded yam and just like okra soup and these dishes that I love them. These were my favourite meals growing up. But to my friends, when they're coming in, it's a bit mad to them. Do you know what I mean? And then when my mum's cooking, like, she's getting like fish from the fishmongers and she's cutting the fish and the house is just stenching of fish. Like, my mates are thinking, oh, that's just a bit mad. And like, they're going in the kitchen and they're just seeing like a fish head boiling in the water and it's just a bit mad to them. But these are the little cultural things that made me feel a little bit different. I just didn't like it. I just didn't, and then even wearing traditional Nigerian clothes. I remember when we used to go to church and my mum used to like make us, because my mum's like a proper proud Niger woman, so she's like, yeah, you're not forgetting about your heritage and your culture. So when we're going to church and we're dressed in the Nigerian get-up and we're walking through the estate and people are like laughing, like, oh, Chiedu, why are you wearing a dress and stuff like that? You know what I mean? And it sounds, you know what, it's really funny now.
But at the time,
I hated it.
Because in those teenage years as well, like, perception of your peers is so important. It's like you put it up there amongst, I think, just about anything. You want your mates to think that you're hard.
Yeah.
It's all you care about is reputation.
Yeah, man.
And like, I mean, obviously for you it'll be a bit different based on your career as a musician. But for me, I found that the older I got, the more I wanted to hide away from reputation. I want people to hear my name and know exactly what they're on about. Like, I want to be known less.
Even got to like sometimes, obviously, when you'd have like, you might have like a substitute teacher in class and your name comes on the register. And obviously to save the embarrassment, you'd say your name for them. So they don't mispronounce it. Because when they mispronounce it, everyone's going to start laughing and start...
That's your nickname for the next 6 weeks.
So it's just real little things like that used to be like... They used to like really make me feel small and make me feel inadequate, to be honest. So yeah, I'd say I used to sort of not hide my Nigerianness, but because I couldn't, like I say, I can't hide it, but I wasn't proud of it. I didn't embrace it. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, when people would be saying like when people ask you the question, oh, where are you from? And I'd be like, I'm from Hull. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, but where are you really from?
That's like, where you're really from.
And I'd get real annoyed because I'd be like, I'm from Hull, what you on about? I'm British, I was born here, blah, blah, blah. Where now, if someone asks you where I'm from, I say I'm Nigerian. So I've sort of, now I embrace my culture. I'm so proud to be Nigerian now. I'm so proud of my name. It's a powerful name.
What's caused that shift then?
I think I've just found myself. I think before I was lost. I was lost, to be honest. I wanted to fit in massively. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to just do what everyone else was doing. And then, yeah, there was just a switch of energy. But it's mad though, because even though I wanted to fit in loads and be like everybody else, I have always been different as well. I've always embraced, like, it's weird. It's real, and I know that might not make sense. I think what it is I always knew I was different. Yeah. But I wanted to be like everyone else. Okay. Basically, that's the better way to explain.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
So yeah, but I don't know what the switch was when I just was like, you know what, F everyone else. This is Chiedu Oraka. Like, I'm a proud Nigerian boy. I was born in Headham Road Hospital, like everyone else, but I'm a Niger boy, do you know what I mean? And I come with this Niger energy, and I just don't know. I think it was probably maybe when I left university times, I think maybe. Maybe, and when I started like getting more into music and wanting to find my identity as a musician, I think that's when it switched. So it took me a while, really.
It's funny you should say that. I mean, a part of my background, I was a professional wrestler for years.
Oh yeah.
And one of the things that one of my mentors used to say to me was, really embrace who you are and where you're from. Obviously, I'm British, Hull, local lad, but amongst the British wrestling scene, he said, you've got something where you stand out. He said, you're off a council estate on East Hill. No one else on the show has that about them. What is that like for you as an individual? How does that affect you as a fighter, in quotations? How does that affect your character? He went, lean into it.
Yeah.
And I think I can kind of see that with you as a musician, probably going through the same turning of the cogs of this is what makes me an individual. Even in the local music scene, you know, that's what makes you stand out to anybody else who will be performing.
That's exactly what happened. I just started leaning into it.
Go on.
Hence the name, the Black Yorkshireman.
Oh, well, that's what I was about to ask. So
I just lent into it, mate.
Yeah, with the identity of the Black Yorkshireman, that is a title that does push race and regional identity into the foreground. So what made you claim that name, and what does it mean to you to be a visible black role model in a city where there are very few young black boys and men who will see themselves reflected here?
You know what it is? It's just being like, it's truly getting to that stage where I'm comfortable in my own skin, being called the Black Yorkshireman. I'm black and I'm from Yorkshire. It's a stigma and a stereotype that's not really popular. So it was important for me to lean into it. And it's my selling point. Where before, when I was rapping, I used to get real annoyed that, I used to think, if I had a London accent and I rapped about certain subject matters, I'd be bigger. And I'm real angry, I'm real bitter because they need to respect me. And I was just like, you know what? Actually, this is my selling point and this is what makes me different. I'm a 6'7" black kid who spits in a Yorkshire accent. This is my selling point. You have to respect it. And if you don't, I don't really want to know you. Like, no one wants to be served the same food all the time. You don't want to be just served bangers and mash every day for tea, do you? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to mix that up. Sometimes you got a bit of, you might have some chicken dippers, you know what I mean? Or, you know,
change the beige a little bit. Fish fingers and chips this time.
You might want to change the mash for some sweet potato fries, you know what I mean? So so I just learn to be comfortable in my own skin and realise there's no one better at being me than me. There's no one out there like Chiedu Oraka. So embrace that and make that your selling point.
In terms of, going back into that story of creating your characterisation, even down to the selling point and marketing, one of the things that my mentor told me is, can you sum yourself up in 3 words? He said, if you can't, you need to go back to the drawing board and think about it. And you can do that. With the Black Yorkshireman, boom, there it is.
Boom.
That's it.
That's it.
It says everything.
Says everything. It's such a powerful thing. And I just thought about it one time when I was driving home one time from somewhere. I think I'd been in London. And I was like, this is the new chapter. I've been Chiedu Oraka for time and I'm proud of being Chiedu Oraka, but the Black Yorkshireman is just different. This is me owning my identity of just a black northern kid from a place like Hull where rap's not even a thing really. And I've made my own lane and I'm owning it. And if you don't like it, you can do one. So that's really what the Black Yorkshireman represents and what it stands for.
How did you get involved in the local music scene? What attracted you to it? And I suppose what attracted you to just being, following and pursuing being a musician and an artist in the style and genre of music that you're doing as well?
So music really was always in my house. My mum used to throw the best house parties. And my sister, my big sister and my big cousin, they were really into music, like R&B and hip hop. So I was just listening to what they were listening to. And then obviously when I got to a certain age, I started sort of building my own collection. My sister had such an amazing CD collection. So I saw her collecting CDs, so I was like, that's what I want to do. So I started collecting CDs as soon as I got a little bit of money from my mum or doing chores in the house or anything like that. I used to go to HMV or Virgin Megastores or Andy's Records and buy CDs and read the credits inside and the lyrics and stuff. And that was me. I was just sold on it. Loved the culture. I used to go to Notting Hill Carnival a lot when I was younger. I had an auntie in Stoke Newington. And that's when I sort of first got introduced to grime music. And then, like I say, always loved music. Always used to like freestyle and stuff and mess about. And then I had a good friend. I got to big him up, a kid called Danny Craft. A kid who I've known for years. He's one of my best friends. He was rapping. And I just admired him because no one I knew was doing that. He's just a white kid, blonde hair, blue eyes, doesn't look like your stereotypical rapper, but he's just spitting bars and they're absolutely sick. And I thought, you know what, you're sick, like, and you're doing it in a Hull accent. And I was like, you've got the bravery to do that. So it gave me the confidence to start doing it. So again, I was just freestyling at house parties, and he sort of said I was good. And for him to say I was good, that meant a lot. Do you know what I mean? And he said, why don't you just start writing lyrics down? So I started doing that, and then the rest is history, really. And that was probably like 05, 06 times. So, yeah.
I think the interesting thing is when you do see, not so much like, singers, but when you see rappers that have, been able to crack the mould and make it big, you just assume that in a way they was just naturally good at rapping and it was a natural skill set that they've just capitalised on. Was that the case for you? Did it come naturally, or was it a lot of work to get to that point where, what you were saying was actually good, it was drawing people in, you was telling that story? How did you evolve into doing it as good as you do now? I
think it took a lot of practice. I always had an all right flow.
That's what I mean. Yeah. It almost seems like you hear things and you just hear people like, you know, the stories of Eminem when he was like, you know, prior to him making it, you just think, fucking, it was almost like it was just a natural thing.
Yeah, like Eminem's obviously he's a beast on the microphone, do you know what I mean? That's like the high echelon of being able to put words together. I always had an all right flow. When I first started rapping, like I said, I was just freestyling, so I was just saying any words and putting them together. And like I say, always flowed. Obviously, the difficult part is actually writing and making words fit properly, subject matters, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I'd say it's took a lot of graft. And to be fair, I don't even think I'm anywhere near my prime yet. I feel like I'm going to keep on getting better at my big age, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, like, yeah, I'd say it's not natural for me. I'm quite a slow writer as well, because I'm such a perfectionist. I don't like to waste words, waste lyrics. I don't like it. So it takes me a long time to write bars, to be honest. I'm very harsh on myself. Even in certain studio sessions, it might take me ages to write a 16 bar. But sometimes it might not take me ages, but most of the time it does, because I care about my craft. And I want every word to punch.
As a side note, you know, talking about the difficulty in writing, I think with the growing existence of AI, how does that play into, I'm not saying you use it by any means, but how does like AI written lyrics, music, songs, how does that play into your field as a musician?
It's against everything I represent.
I can imagine that. Have you noticed people using it? Or?
I mean, no one that I know, but I know it's happening.
Yeah.
I know it's happening. I don't even, like this. I think there's like certain apps you can do to have rhyming words.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Cheating to me.
Exactly. It takes all authenticity from it.
Yeah, that's cheating to me. I'd rather spend 6 days thinking of one lyric than going on Google and searching, what rhymes with hat. Do you know what I mean? That's not.
I get that. Yeah.
That's not really. Yeah. It's not part of what I represent.
Come from you,
yeah.
I've got to this point with a lot of things in terms of like social media, with art and creativity, that everything I read, it's almost like pretty sure that's AI, and everything. You're almost mistrusting of everything these days. And I guess I mean, just as an interesting side point, I've often thought, well, how long until it does start? I mean, mainstream media, they say it's like a factory packaged pop star has been pushed into the forefront anyway. And you do wonder how much will AI contribute to that in the future as well.
I think AI is going to take over.
I honestly, yeah.
I do. I think it's going to, especially in the creativity and music world, I think it's going to take over. But I think what AI can't do is that physical feeling of a gig. So I get certain artists might be a bit worried, but I think you're never going to be able to replicate that. That physical feeling of going to a music show and seeing your favourite artist on stage. You can't replicate that.
And I don't think AI can really replicate true individuals like yourself as a musician, because you've got obviously such an interesting story, and I kind of want to go back to some of your earlier days, because one of the things that you've said is that in the same year that you went to prison, you also went to university.
Yeah. What
was happening in your life at that point, and how did you navigate being seen both as like this troublemaker and an academic in the same year? Do you know, the two very different sides of the coin.
You know what? It's mad that you've mentioned that, because I went on a football night out. It's probably showing my age here a little bit, because one of the young kids, I said, when was you born? He said 2007. I said 2007's probably the most important year of my life. And he was like, oh, why? Obviously I told him, and when I went to prison, he wasn't even born. I went to prison in March 2007, and yeah, he wasn't even a thing.
That is, it's honestly, it disgusts me. Do you know, I feel like I went from 15 to 34, like in the blink of an eye. It's ridiculous how fast the world and time just seems to be passing by. But tell me a little bit more about that entire time.
So I'll just take you back to the beginning. So for me, I was labelled a persistent offender from a young age. So the first time I got arrested, I was 10. Nothing major, just shoplifting from my local shop on Greenwood Avenue. It was called Centre Point. Got arrested, I got taken home by the police, and my mum gave me the biggest hiding ever.
I was going to say, coming from a Nigerian home, I imagine the punishment that you'd get going home to what one of your peers would get is very different.
Squealing. Because I always remember my mum, on the side of her job, she used to do people's hair. you know, like braids and stuff. And I remember she was doing someone's hair. She'd just finished work, and it was definitely a weekday. And the police brought me home, and mate, I remember like, the police actually had to like restrain, because like now you couldn't do that. Now the police would probably arrest the parent, wouldn't they? Like, but back then, obviously, it was. We're talking what would it? Yeah, it would have been the 90s. Yeah, just slapping me up, mate. And then, but then, that didn't stop me. You'd think that would. Again, you're trying to fit in with the lads on the estate.
Yeah.
I'm never anyone who what's the word? Sort of. I'm not blaming the because I used to hang around. Basically, I was young.
You take accountability for your own actions.
Always got to take accountability for my own actions, and I was hanging around with the older kids. And the older kids would get me to like pinch stuff and blah.
And you want to impress. It comes back to what we were saying earlier. It comes back
to wanting to fit in. Do you know what I mean? The black
wanting the respect from your peers.
Like obviously on. I mean, you grew up on a council estate. You know what it's like. Like estates, it's families. Yeah. It's run by families. I had no allies. Do you know what I mean? My sisters. I've got a big sister, but she's not about that life. She's not. Well, back then you'd say she's a bit of a geek, she was a bit of a nerd. She's just a nice girl, do you know what I mean, who didn't really go outside. She was just hit her books. But me, I wanted to be outside. I was outside from very young, playing out, probably playing out quite late as well. So I just wanted to fit in. So I'm in this environment with a lot of rum lads, and I'm trying to fit in. So I'm shoplifting, nicking goodies, nicking chocolate, blah, blah, blah. So that was the first time I got arrested, but I was doing it all the time. Shoplifting was just standard. Mate, I tried smoking when I was in primary school. I remember bringing a pack of Lambert and Butler to primary school and smoking them out at break time. Mad.
No interest in it, but just trying to create an appearance like, sort of thing.
Proper coffee, like not even how to taking it back or anything. But
just put him out like a little candy cigarette.
Like literally, it was just that was it. But because I hung around with some of the lads, the bigger lads, so they gave me cigs and smoked it, blah, blah, blah. And I tried drinking very young. But that's just the estate life. Do you know what I mean? And because my mum's Nigerian as well, she's not really understanding what's going on out there in the street. So she didn't really get it because young kids where she's from don't get up to this. Do you know what I mean? Like my mum didn't even, when we used to smoke weed in my house, my mum didn't even know the difference between the smells between weed and smoke. She just thought you're just smoking. She didn't know. This is what I'm dealing with
That's
here.
It, yeah, there's almost like a level of
naivety.
Naivety.
Yeah, naivety.
Not ignorance, naivety.
Yes, my mum was very naive, really, very naive. So yeah, like I said, I was just shoplifting all the time. Petty crime from the age of about 10 up until about like 12, and then I got arrested. The first time I ever got cautioned by the police, so like an actual, you could say criminal record, or even though it's a caution, but was I got caught stealing Pokemon cards at Toys R Us.
I got caught stealing Pokemon cards from my local newsagents. I just had a flashback there, getting chased out. Yeah.
So that was the summer going from primary school to secondary school. So I'm so young, I'm a baby, mate, and I'm doing daft stuff like this. And I remember I always remember I could have got away that day as well. I come out of Toys R Us, and some of the lads had obviously been caught, but I was stood outside waiting for them, and I should have just ran, but I didn't, and then I got caught. And I remember I had to go to some youth court, and there was some youth order, and they were like monitoring me, and this was like my primary school knew about this, and then I've obviously gone into secondary school as well, and like, yeah, it probably was like probation, really. Probation, like I had a little officer that used to come and see me at the house, and because I don't know if they just thought my mum's struggling, single parent, don't really know what her son's up to. She probably needs a bit of help. And it was so embarrassing for my mum. My mum, this is again, the beatings and stuff, like, it was embarrassing that someone's coming into our house because her son can't behave. Yeah. And then, I suppose from petty shoplifting, probably went into like stealing bikes. I remember me stealing a bike at Hull University, getting caught for that. Real dumb and stupid crimes. Then I started fighting. I remember I got arrested because I punched the security guard in McDonald's after under 18s position.
Yeah.
Got arrested for that. Like there was always a drama. There was always some sort of caution or crime or something growing up, always. And then, but this led to me having a stigma and a reputation. And a lot of my friends' parents just thought, he's the bad lad and we don't want our kids to hang around with him. And that had a real bad effect on me, that, to be honest. And like I'd go to certain friends, I'd be allowed in certain friends' houses, but I wouldn't be allowed in other friends' houses. And again, there was no real guidance. I always felt like I was on my own a little bit, if I'm going to be honest, because a lot of my friends came from, like they had both parents in their households. Obviously they had family. They had aunties, uncles, cousins. All my family's in Nigeria. Do you know what I mean? All I've got is my mum and my sister. No father figures, no nothing. So I always felt alone a little bit. And I know a lot of it was my own fault, me being a little bit of a toe rag. But what I wish sometimes is these parents who were supposed to be adults of my friends, understanding why Chiedu's like this. Chiedu's like this because he's a young black kid living on a council estate with no dad, no guidance, mum who's working 3 or 4 jobs, basically getting raised by his big sister. This is why he's acting like this, because he's got no guidance really. But they weren't thinking like that. They were just thinking about their kids and how my behaviour is going to impact their kids. And don't get me wrong, not all my friends' parents are like that. I had some great, some of my friends' parents were great. Do you know what I mean? They were great with me, they take me places and stuff like that. But yeah, it did feel a little bit alone sometimes. And then you commit crime and you just do daftness because it's like a call for help, really, I think.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was kind of thinking, to be fair. Without the father figure there, it is almost like a bit of a cry for help. And without sounding controversial when I say this as well, you're almost fitting into what would be quite the stereotype of a young black man as well. Yeah,
exactly. I'm living up to my stereotype.
Yeah.
So from petty crime, went to like me selling drugs. And obviously school as well. If we talk about school, I got kicked out of school. I was only allowed to come back to do my exams.
Yeah.
But there was a turning point really at school, and this was a man who I could say was a bit of a father figure or a positive influence.
Yeah.
And I want to shout him out. He's a guy called Mr. Davidson, Mike Davidson, and to be fair, he's one of the most important figures in my life really, because he was someone who saw the potential. When all my friends' parents didn't really see the potential, when people on the estate didn't really see the potential, when a lot of the teachers didn't see the potential, Mr. Davidson did. We had a common thing. We're both Newcastle United fans. He's a Geordie himself. And he just saw the potential. Every time he saw me around school, stand up straight, Oraka. Because obviously I'm tall, I used to walk with a bit of a stoop. Yeah. Just little things like that. Yeah. He was just a real top man. And when I got kicked out of school at St Mary's I went to, he was deputy head. And every time I used to kick off in school, they'd send me to his office. I'm off to see Mr. Davidson, blah, blah, blah. And he'd always give me a telling off. And he was like one of those guys who like, he was firm but fair.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I was about to say firm but fair,
and he's one of those guys who, if I let him down, I'd feel real guilty because he put a lot of time into me. So he said, yeah, you've been, obviously it's over now. You're not going to be able to come back to St Mary's. But he was like, because I was always quite good at sport. I played football, I was quite quick. Sport was something that had my attention. And he was like, if you keep your nose clean, like don't come back to school, like don't come here at quarter past 3 when all your mates are leaving school. Just stay away. I will try and persuade Mr. Fitzpatrick, who was the head teacher at the time, to let you come to the sports college, because it was the first year St Mary's was turning into a sports college. So I was like, oh, this is going to be hard, mate. This is like my last year at school. I want to be at school, because I enjoyed school.
Yeah.
But it was just a youth club to me.
That's it, isn't it? It kind of. Do you know what? Everyone used to. I remember the saying like, "Oh, you'll miss school when you leave it," and I used to think, "Nah, fucking what?" And then you get into a job and you realise, God, how lucky was I just to spend 6 hours a day with my best mates at school.
I loved school. I was always under the understanding of loving school.
See, I was the opposite.
No, mate, I loved school.
It was a hindsight thing for me where I'm like,
no, I'm not one of those who couldn't wait to leave.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was a safe haven. You know what? Because I was quite immature for my age, really. I look back, I must have been, because I loved the camaraderie, the lads. Oh, I love being with the lads, terrorising school, terrorising the teachers. Like we got to some mad stuff at school, like some stuff that I probably wouldn't even like. I was a bit of a legend at St Mary's because of my behaviour. Like I was, and obviously again, tall, black kid. And the thing is though, I'm tall and I'm black, and I'm doing stuff. Of course I'm going to get caught. I'm the only tall black kid in the school, do you know what I mean?
It's like, well, who was it? Who did it? Well, he was tall, he was like, I know exactly. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I'm like, what did I think? I was always going to get caught and I was always going to get the blame. And I was like, oh, it wasn't me. Why do you always pick on me? Why? We always pick on you, Chiedu, because it normally is you.
It's you, yeah. And you're like, rumble. But,
So you know what I mean? So it's just like, but I loved it. Yeah. I loved school. Like, if I could bottle up that feeling of being in school, I would do. Yeah. I loved it, mate. I just loved the banter, loved it. And I was gutted when they kicked me out because I was like, it's my last year. I'm not going to see the lads in my last year. It's going to be annoying. But it worked out in the end, so they let me come back to the sixth form, and but then now I need money. 30 quid EMA, it's not enough, mate, for me. Do you know what I mean? So I start selling weed. Yeah. And I had a decent little line, to be fair. Like, for my age, as a 16, 17-year-old, like, mate, it paid for, like, I remember I went Falaraki 06, Kavos 07, paid for my holiday and my spends and everything. Like, I was doing all right, do you know what I mean? But I got caught, house raided. First time I remember. I think I was driving in my mate Reese's car. Yeah, we had quite a bit on us. And we was near Napoleon's. And we just got blue lighted. Searched, houses just got raided, boom. They put me on like a, what do they call it? Somewhat discharge, I can't remember. It's a bit like a suspended sentence. Somewhat discharge, I can't remember. But this is a common theme though. I've been arrested so many times. Like going to cells was nothing. But first time getting my house raided was different because that's invading my mum's privacy. That's it, yeah.
Like, you brought it onto your family as well.
That's not my mum's fault. Do you know what I mean? My mum doesn't deserve that. But me, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think I'm and the beatings are hurting now because I'm old now. The beatings, so the punishment, it don't really matter. Like, she should try to kick me out, but I go to my mate's house for a day or two, and then she'd feel guilty, and then I'd be back. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. So the crimes are getting a little bit more serious now, and now I'm getting a bit more of a name around the city. So I'm going out drinking around town, and again, going back to what we was talking about earlier about being the target. When you start going around town, big tall black kid, only young, 17, grown men want to pick fights with you now. So I have to defend myself, and I'm not having it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and obviously I'm hanging around with like. Obviously, I'm missing gaps in the story, but
I get it.
We'll get it. So I started hanging around with like when I was like 16, I started hanging around with like you could say in air brackets a gang, but kids from all different parts of the city and kids like from ethnic minorities. So I hung around with like 2 Syrian twin brothers, a couple of South Asian kids. Couple of mixed race lads, and where people used to call us like Blazing Squad and that. But because everyone else's crews and gangs, they were all white. We were like multicultural.
Is that what drew you together? Them shared experiences.
You know what?
Of not being...
I think so. I actually think so because we had a common theme to fight for then. But don't get it twisted. The majority of people in the gang were white.
Yeah, I get that.
But the core were all from ethnic minorities. And we used to suffer a lot of racism, especially when we used to go around town, like black this, black that, the M word, the P word. And people were just jealous of us because we used to get a lot of girls and we dressed well and we were cocky in that. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. But people didn't like it and we must have antagonised a lot of people because we used to fight. I'm not over-exaggerating. Every weekend we went out, we had a fight. If it wasn't in heaven and hell, it was in bedroom.
Heaven and hell.
If it wasn't in bedroom, it was in Yella. If it wasn't in the Yella, it was in HU1. If it wasn't in HU1, it was in Cheeky Monkeys. If it wasn't in Cheeky Monkeys, Monkeys, it was Goose and Granite. If it wasn't Goose and Granite, it was Burrits. Do you know what I mean? So like we had a reputation. We'd get banned from everywhere, mate. And we used to go like Bev Road on a Sunday, round town on a Saturday, round town on a Thursday. We was out all the time. Obviously, we're young lads, hormonal. We want girls, you know what I mean? Like that. This is just what we're doing.
I can't even do a day's worth of drinking now. Whereas before, so the idea that I used to just be able to go all these nights in a row, and now it's like, I couldn't do one now.
So then, that's what we're doing. We're going out all the time fighting. Like, you win some, you lose some. There'd always be a get back, blah, blah, blah. We were quite petty, and obviously some of us used to drive. So we might, if one of us got beat up or something happened, we might drive to someone's area, see them. It was just tick for tat all the time. And it just got serious. Like literally, we believed our own hype, I think. Do you know what I mean? We thought our reputations meant, very childish, we thought our reputations meant everything.
Again, that's what it was at that age, though, wouldn't it? The reputation is the most important thing to you.
Sort of stuff. And some mad stuff's happened. Like I've had one of my good friends got stabbed, like from us going to have an arranged fight, and it just went left, and a knife got pulled out, and I rap about it in one of my songs, The Trials and Tribulations of CEO. Like it was a very dark night, very dark evening. But this is what's happening. It's getting serious out here, and then I went to jail, So, sorry, I just went on, but I'm just trying to...
I've enjoyed it. It's good to get that background.
I'm trying to build the story. Yeah. So when I went to... So what I went to jail for is for fighting. It was a fight, Mainbrace, Beverly Road. After the night out, there used to be a Chinese takeaway opposite Mainbrace. And it wasn't even my beef, to be honest. But it's just an average night. Something's always going to kick off. So you've always got to be on your P's and Q's. You've always got to be on your toes. You've always got to be aware. So what happened now? It was two bouncers actually, but they wasn't on shift. They'd gone for a night out. I think they used to work at Piper. I think, and my friend was trying to get into a girl that one of them liked. And me and my friend are in the takeaway, and they've basically set on us both. One of the guys, he's thrown a punch at me. I've moved out the way, and then I've hit him, and he's hit the deck. And I should have just left him there. Yeah. But I started kicking him and stamping on him and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Thinking I got away. It's
when the adrenaline gets over you though in confrontation. It's not like, don't you see like trained MMA fighters where once their opponent's down, they know to stop. Because it's competition. They're trained to handle that adrenaline rush that comes with physical confrontation. But you see it all the time when you get into physical fights. Like people don't know when to stop, do they?
Yeah. I found myself quite lucky, to be honest, mate, in the sense that, you hear all the time on nights out when someone's killed someone off one punch.
Yeah.
That could have easily been me on so many occasions, on so many nights out from the age of 16 to 19. Easily could have been me. I'm just one of the lucky ones. I'm lucky it never happened to me. Because I've took pastings. I'm not going to be here claiming that I'm the hardest man on earth. Yeah. I've just give out a lot more beatings than what I've had pastings. But again, I'm just one of the lucky ones. So I've walked away. Blue lights arrested me and my mate, and they're only allowed to keep you in for like 24 hours before you. I'm sure you know they let you go. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, if they can't arrest.
But they kept me in for longer. They'd obviously asked the CPS because it was severe. Because like I'd hit him hard and I'd stamped on him, and it was like it looked quite. I'm not proud of it, but it looked quite gruesome on camera. So obviously they eventually let me out. They bailed me. And yeah, they bailed me, and then I had to keep on going. So basically, and then I got summoned to court, obviously. And I was at college at the time. And it was like a bit of a day out at college. So everyone at college had come. There'd be me, a couple of others, we'd get a lift there. Like a college day out, like, oh, Chiedu was at court this week. And it just kept on getting adjourned. So I was thinking, oh, now it's going to happen. Never in my mind did I think I was going to jail. Never in my mind did I.
Because you'd have thought if you was, it would have happened there.
Yeah,
and
I thought I was going to jail. Well, they tried to do me on I've missed a bit of the story. They tried to do me on a Section 18, which is one below attempted murder.
Oh, wow.
I ain't got no love for the CPS. The CPS, in my opinion, are scumbags. But they actually toned it down to a Section 4. So even though they kept me in overnight, it was just a real weird situation. Like, I don't know. I think the police wanted it to be more, basically.
Do you think that, going back to, obviously, I mean, it's hard to say, but going back to, you know, Nigerian roots, your race, do you think almost like trying to make an example of you in some way?
The police are scumbags, man. They're racist, man. They're racist. I mean, I ain't got nothing good to say about the police either. And you may be right, but God was on my side, and it got toned down to a Section 4. So yeah, I'm going to court. Blah blah blah. Adjourned. And then there was this. I remember I think it was a Friday, and it just something felt off. I don't know what it was. It just felt off.
Almost like you knew it was coming.
Yeah, in a way I did, but then I thought, nah, surely not.
Surely,
yeah, but it just felt off. Maybe it felt off because my sister came to court this day. My mum wouldn't come. So I'm there now, and I'm with my co-defendant, and I've got all my friends from college. And again, it's a cool thing. Oh, Chiedu's at court, bad boy, blah, blah. I'm thinking I'm the guy, do you know what I mean? But I think I'm going to get off. Then all these men start walking up the stairs in white shirts. And I look at my boy, and I'm like, surely not. Like, this can't be happening. Then they're just like, yeah, like, Chiedu Oraka, we're sentencing you to a custodial sentence, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I'm like, it didn't feel real. It didn't even feel real the first night I stayed in prison. Luckily, I got to stay with my friend. So my friend, he got a lower sentence to me. I got the higher one. And we've gone, and we're there, we're sat on the bed, and we're just in both utter shock that we're both in jail. We couldn't believe it. And then we're there, and then a week later, I get shipped out. So you just got a bang, bang, bang on the door. Oraka, or I think it might have been just my jail number. You're getting shipped out, you're going North Allerton. I'm like, North Allerton, where the hell's that? So me and my boy, we just hug each other. We're like, we're getting separated. We've come to jail together, but we've never been. We are first time jail guys. We've never been to jail before. This is a very new experience to us. And I'm leaving him, and it's like you're leaving your brother or your mum or something. Do you know what I mean? It was quite emotional.
So I imagine you would have thought you was going in together.
Yeah, because obviously we'd spent a week together in jail. We're getting used to the jail life. Do you know what I mean? Like the 22-hour bang up and all that rubbish, and the rubbish food, and calling your mum and all that stuff, and playing pool on the landing and all that crap. So you're getting used to each other. Like, obviously, he's one of my best mates, so I know him anyway. So really, again, it's a bit like a youth club. Yeah. I'm just doing jail. I'm just doing jail with my mate.
It's all banter.
Yeah, it's all banter. Do you know what I mean? Like, we were like, oh, we can't wait to get out. Like, blah blah blah. Like, and then boom, I'm gone, and I'm going to this other jail on my own. So and it was quite a rough jail, North Allerton. Obviously, nothing happened to me. And then, yeah, man, I'm just there. And it's just crazy. Like, I'm just in a total different jail. And obviously you meet new people and stuff. But I got out early.
Yeah. How long was you in for then?
So I actually got out. I got sentenced to 14 weeks. I was supposed to do 7. And I only did about 3 weeks.
That's not...
I got out early because my mum appealed against my sentence. Obviously, my mum's traumatised.
Of course, yeah.
She's like, I didn't come to this country for my son to be going to jail. Like, what's going on here? Like, this is mad. And obviously, because it was a Section 4, Section 4s are like public order offences, mate. It's like pissing on the street.
Yeah.
But it was the gravity of it, though. So they had to do something. And like, I remember when I was going out, I had to go back to Hull to do the retrial or the court case again. And I remember some of the people on the landing was like, mate, you're mad. Why are you going back? They're going to do you for worse. After what you've done, why are you? I said, my mum wants to appeal. Like, what can I do? Yeah. And then I ended up getting out.
Worked out in your favour.
Worked out in my favour because then I could finish my coursework to go to uni.
Yeah, because obviously that's the thing. Still trying to.
But mate, that ain't the end of the story, mate.
Go on,
that ain't the end of the story. So you would think after that traumatising experience, me doing basically a month in jail, you would think that I would learn my lesson. What do I end up doing? Something stupid again. So I had a friend in jail at the time, and I used to see him up and down the country. London kid, but he moved to Hull. He got caught dealing Class A's, and he got sent to jail. And I used to sneak him drugs in jail, sneak him weed. So I was like, this is the last time I'm doing it. Because I used to do it all the time. I must have done it in about 6 different jails. I had my own way of doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, mate, this is the last time I'm doing it. I'm sorting out my life. I've just got out of jail. I'm going to go to university. I can't be doing this no more. And then I got caught. I got caught doing it the last time. Like I say, I must have done this. I've done it over 10 times, never got caught. Always got past the sniffer dogs. Always got past the guards.
Creates this false sense of confidence, doesn't it? You think,
and I think it's because it was the last time. And weirdly, I did it differently to what I usually do it. I think it's because I was nervous because I knew it was the last time. Then I got caught. Bang. House got raided again. Door got kicked in. Oh, I remember my sister. My mum wasn't even... These times there, my mum had gone from being real aggressive and hands-on if I ever got in trouble to just being like, whatever, this is just him. Like, God, what have I done to deserve this boy?
Yeah.
This is just him. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where he's learnt this behaviour from. I'm an academic. His sister's an academic. Why is he behaving like this? I've just washed my hands. I just can't be asked. But my sister... Because the relationship with me and my mum and my sister is very... Obviously, my mum's the most important person in my life. But we bicker like mad. Because we're very similar. And it sometimes could be fire meets fire. But when my sister gets upset, I don't know, there's something in me what gets real, like... It's upsetting to me. Because she's such an amazing... Oh, my mum's an amazing person as well.
I get it, yeah.
I don't know, like she's my big sister, but I've just got so much respect. Like every time I'm in a stink of a mood or she's the only one in this world that can calm me down and make me see sense. So when she's having a go at me, how dare you I was sat here watching something and the police are just kicks the door down, blah, blah, blah.
Because there's an expectancy to get that sort of lecturing and the telling off from your mum, but I bet there isn't from your sister, is there? So when it comes from someone that you wouldn't normally get it from, it kind of hits a little harder because it's like, well, hang on, I must have really fucked up here for you to have a go at me.
So that telling off really stuck to me. But this was one of the most stressful times of my life because this isn't a small crime. This is basically treason. This is Her Majesty's prison, Her Majesty's pleasure. There's signs all over the prison saying, if you are caught sneaking in contraband, maximum prison sentences, blah, blah, blah. So that's all in my mind. So I'm thinking, they're going to throw the book out of me. They're going to think, I've just come out of jail, I ain't learnt my lesson.
Yeah. First time you can probably get away with it a little bit, can't you? Because it's like first time offender.
And I've got previous of weed and drugs before. And I've been committing crimes since I've been 10 years old. So they are going to throw the book at me So like my uncle Dennis, God rest his soul, he's got some contacts. He had some contacts with some decent law firm. Because at these times I'm using what's it called? Summer aid. Legal aid. Legal aid solicitors, do you know what I mean? Or like budget solicitors who are free.
They've got basically the court has to supply them.
Yeah, like they're not good solicitors.
No.
So if these people are going, because they're the ones who represented me when I went to jail the first time. So I'm like,
not much confidence.
Not much confidence. I'm like, oh no, man, I'm going back. So my uncle Dennis pulled some strings, and he ended up getting this decent solicitor to represent me. And yeah, like I remember us going to one court case or one hearing in Leeds, because it was Leeds jail.
Yeah.
And then that I remember us going there, and obviously I think that was just like the pre-hearing. And then boom, the big day comes. Bearing in mind, while this is all happening, I'm starting uni. So I've gone to Lincoln. My mum and my sister have said, you are not going to university in Hull. There's no chance. And I was a bit of a wimp then. My mates are everything. Yeah. I only chose universities that were only 1 hour away. Because Hull was my life. I was so naive and so sheltered and so closed-minded that I didn't know a world outside of Hull and my council estate. But my mum was like, nah, you're not. So I applied for I applied for Leeds Met, didn't get in. Applied for Hull Uni, but at Scarborough campus. Yeah. And Lincoln Uni. And we went for an open day at Lincoln, and my sister was like, you're coming here. This is the same feeling that I got when I went to Derby Uni. I've got this same feeling. I think you'll excel here. I was like, oh no, I want to go to Hull. I was like, you ain't got no choice, Chiedu, you're coming here. But anyway, so but I'm like, what's the point of me starting uni when I'm going to jail? Yeah. What's
your mind's not in it, is it?
My mind's not in it. Yeah. What's the point of me meeting?
Going through the motions.
Going through the motions. Why am I meeting all these new mates? And I don't want no new mates anyway. I'm happy with my mates. That was my mentality. I don't want no new mates. Yeah. But what's the point of me starting a uni course when 2 weeks into uni I'm going to court and I'm going to jail? My mum was like, you don't know what's going to happen. God's with you. Trust me. I think there's going to be a positive outcome, blah, blah, blah. I had no faith. And I always remember, so 2 of my mates and my sister, we drove to Leeds Crown Court for the big day. And I always remember when we was driving there, this journey's going to be real awkward if I go to jail. On the way back, my sister's going to be in the car with 2 of my mates, probably crying her eyes out. My mates are going to be like, not knowing what to do. This is going to be a real awkward journey. But again, this is why I got to big up my sister. My sister was there every step of the way. She was there when I got sent to jail. She was there with this moment. So I've gone Leeds Crown Court. My solicitors took me into a room. He's like, I'll be honest with you, the judge, he's not a normal judge. He's a standing judge. He's actually a barrister. So I'm thinking, well, my chances are slim here because he's just gonna stick to the book. Yeah. He's not going to take no chances on me. And then he's like, I'll be honest with you, you're more than likely. No, he said, just be very prepared to be doing a custodial sentence today. He said, probably 2 years. He said, just be ready. He said, you might get a suspended sentence, but that's the best case scenario. But we're going to try and fight for you. So I'm there. Mate, every single time I've been to court, and I've been to court a few times, I've never dressed in smart clothes. Yeah. That day I was in a shirt, a tie.
Yeah, proper playing the part.
Trying to play the part. Yeah. And obviously they start reading what happened, a bit of my previous. And my barrister that day was sensational. I don't even know his name. I wish I could find out his name, but he saved my life. Just just the defence that he gave for me. He was just saying, like, this is a young man who, yes, he has got a frosty past. He's been through a lot. Comes from one of the most deprived council estates in his city. But he's got a way out. He's started university doing a sports degree. He's moved away from his surroundings. It would be a travesty to let this young man, become another statistic.
I get that.
And, mate, the judge gave me a suspended sentence with the conditions of me being on probation for the full 3 years whilst I'm at university. So it started off every week I had to go to the probation, and then it lessened. It was like every month then, because obviously they saw the progress that I wasn't committing crime. And that right there, sorry, I've built this up to be like a big movie.
No, but I get it, yeah.
But that right there was the changing of me, because Lincoln University saved my life. I've said this to because I've got a big friendship group from uni, and I always tell them that you don't know what you lot did to me, did for me. You opened my mind. You made this daunting experience of university, which I thought was daunting, but actually was a privilege to go to university and meet all these different types of people and just get a good education and take me out of my comfort zone. I thank them all the time.
It sounds, for the first time as well, you're in that environment and you're not treating it like a youth club either.
No, well, I did though.
Oh, there we go. So you made it sound like it was all enlightenment and all.
You know
this
what it is?
thing,
I don't. University changed my life, but not really because of the education, because of the life skills it gave me, because it opened my mind. Mate, I was a full-on chav before I went uni. I thought everyone who wore skinny jeans and Doc Martens were absolute nerds. Yeah. Do you know? And then I ended up wearing all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? But I just thought. I just didn't think. I thought everyone who went uni were geeks. Like, obviously, I was talking about my sister. My sister went uni. My sister's a solicitor, you know, like high flying as well. Like, not criminal law though. She does employment law, but she's a my sister is top echelon of academic. Like, she's very, very bright. My mum took her out of St Mary's and she got a free scholarship to go to Hull Grammar private school. She's that bright. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we are. I thought everyone who went uni was like her. Perfect, goody two shoes. But when I went uni, I realised that's not the case. There's people from all walks of life. My mates from Hull, if they was in this room, they will say to you, there was a version of Chiedu before uni and after uni. And the version when I came back to Hull after uni, I was a total different guy. Totally different.
It sounds like quite the journey you went on as well.
The journey's mad, mate. The journey's been mad. I'm toning it down for time.
I know.
For time reasons.
Well, that's it as well. It's hard to try. I always say this. It's hard to try and put so much of someone's life in such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to explore with you really is that, I suppose, as part of this podcast series, a big part of it is around substance misuse.
Yeah.
But also to talk about the creativity and them sober curious choices, because you've talked in the past about leaving resin behind. You noticed that your mates and your peers were feeling trapped by it. And now, as you're getting older, you've also talked about, thinking about even giving up alcohol.
Yeah.
So what's driving that shift for you, and how has sobriety, or even them sobriety-adjacent living, influenced your creativity, your discipline, and that sense of purpose too?
So I'm an avid gym goer. Avid. Being into sport and being active from very young, even being on the estate, playing football every day and all that sort of stuff, like... But I've always dabbled in. Obviously, I didn't smoke resin and weed for years. But I probably had a drag of my first joint when I was like 11 or 12. Did my full GCSEs high. That's probably why I only got 1C. But I was never really academic anyway, man. But that's what we did in year 10 and 11. We used to just do shotties in the back of the field, or go back to my mum's. My mum's was always a spot where we'd get high.
Because she couldn't smell it. She didn't know what it smelled like.
She couldn't smell it like that. Like, so, and then, I don't know, there was it was real weird. I always remember the last day I smoked weed/resin. We was getting high in my mum's house, and One of my boys, Marco, you'll remember it. My mum came in whilst I was getting it was a scene. It was because all my friends were real scared of my mum.
Yeah. Well, seen them beating you.
All my mates could tell you a story about when they've seen my mum give me a bat. Do you know what I mean? They could all tell you. Yeah. But so my mum came bursting through, and big up Marco actually, because he's the only one who stayed. But I was on a whitey, so I spewed him. I must have smoked a joint or whatever, and had beans on toast. I don't know. I honestly don't know who we thought we were. We're all just getting high. I'm having beans on toast in the middle of a school day, like, yeah, broad daylight. People are just smoking joints. Someone's probably doing a shotty, and did a whitey. I remember I whited in my sink. Then you just hear a boom. Chiedu, who's been smoking in my house? All my friends have burst out the back. Honestly, it's like a bunch of ants just started scurrying out the house through the back garden and everything. But I can't run because and my mate Marco stayed with me. And he's like helping me plunge the beans down the sink and everything. You know what? Proper good friends, to be fair. He took all the stick. My mum's like waving her fingers, going mad. Marco, I'm going to ring your mum and all that stuff. Honestly, he's mad. And that was the last day I ever smoked it. Because I was like, you know what? I'm not because of the repercussions of my mum. But I was like, I don't know. I must have thought I was going to be a footballer. I was like, I'm not doing it no more. I'm going to concentrate on my fitness, blah, blah, blah. So I can't really speak about weed, but I can speak about drink.
Yeah. Talk to me about that.
So drinking culture, innit?
Yeah.
The British drinking culture. I've been
especially growing up on council estate.
Council estate, mate. As you know, growing up on a council estate, the Friday night, going to the local off licence,
bottle of Frosty Jacks,
waiting outside shop for someone to go in for you, mate. Go and shop
a little bottle of vodka.
Yeah. Drinking on the streets from young, straight vodka, Frosty Jacks, like you said, like 2020. All them horrible honking drinks that you're just doing just to get absolutely sloshed. Best times of your life, that.
Yeah. In a strange way, yes. Yeah,
no
absolutely.
better feeling. You're probably getting off with girls and doing whatever you're doing.
It really is that. I call it. I mean, it really is that experimental phase. Isn't it? You're pushing the boundaries in a way at that point in your life you've never pushed them before, and there's a rush. There's an adrenaline that comes with that.
Life's good. And then obviously you start going around town. Pants, pubs. Then I went uni, mate. Like I did uni properly.
It's a big part of we talk about this as you know, in terms of health awareness campaigns, but just the two words, Freshers Week. Don't need to say any more than that. You know exactly. It's almost like the American equivalent of spring break.
Yeah.
That Freshers Week is, right, let's get...
Mate, I couldn't believe it. When I first went uni and did Freshers Week, obviously, like I said, drink's not new to me. But drinking like that was mad.
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm playing games like Ring of Fire and stuff like it's mad. Like it's and then I'm drinking, I play for the football team. Obviously the older lads, the year threes, they're getting all the freshers absolutely hammered. I'm doing like football initiations. Where
I was about to say, it's an initiation.
Literally my initiation was mad. I'm running around the campus in a thong. Mad. Imagine. Well, you don't want to imagine that. Do you know what I mean? Like it was, but that's what I mean. So, and then when you get from year 2, you get to get your own back on the freshers, and then year 3, you're the top people. But yeah, drank all the way through uni. Obviously been on loads of lads' holidays, been on stag do's. Yeah. Drink's just part of the culture. You drink every weekend, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I probably did Friday, Saturday, Sunday for
Monday was student nights at one point as well. Monday nights, like cheeky monkeys and stuff.
Like, I remember at uni, mate, we used to go out on a Monday after football training. We didn't go out on a Tuesday because Wednesday was the football game. Go out on the Wednesday. Wednesday was obviously the main night. Get absolutely trolleyed. Sometimes go out on a Thursday, depending on how we're feeling. Friday and Saturday, uni. That was the life at uni for 3 years, basically. And then obviously I've come back to Hull. Still love the drink. And then it starts catching up on you.
Yeah.
Because back these times there, you don't really get hangovers.
No.
Mate, I can't believe I used to be able to drink all that and not get hangovers. Now, in my old age, a hangover can sometimes last me 2 or 3 days. So it's not worth it. And like I said to you earlier, I'm quite into my gym. And when I drink sometimes, when it spills into my week, that's my routine messed up. Creativity goes out the window. I'm feeling real foggy. Like I've just come back from Dubai. Not just come back, but we went in November. Mate, it ruined me. We drank for about 5 days in a row. It's all good at the time. Come back to all my stomach's in pieces, mate. Yeah. It's in pieces, and I've got things to do. Do you know what I mean? I had to go on a residential in Manchester. I was sitting on a panel also in Manchester. Like I've got to get on with business, and this is dribbling into my business now. It's affecting me getting money because I'm getting pissed, and I still think I'm 18.
Yeah, it's the realisation that you're not 18 anymore.
Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, I do think eventually I will be sober. I think 10 more years and I'm out the game. I think that.
I say this, I don't consider myself sober, but I don't consider myself a drinker either. And my turning point was once I had my daughter. Yeah. Like you were just saying, then we work. Mate, I can't
you can't be hungover and have your daughter, yeah.
No, it's not even that wouldn't be able to look after her. It's just trying to get through those days with a toddler or with, a baby at the time as well, whilst you're feeling hungover. It wasn't worth it. So now, like, I don't say I'm sober because I do drink when the opportunity comes up. But, like, I went out with the lads recently and I think I had about 3 pints, got myself to that merry point. I was like, I'm done now because any more and I will be hungover. And it's just not worth it.
Big up you for that, though. That's where I lack.
Yeah.
I've never been one of those, when you get certain men who are like, oh, just go for a couple of pints.
Yeah.
Then they know when to stop and go home. Mate, or when they say, do you fancy a swift one, just a quick pint, and they'll go home. Mate, if I'm drinking...
You're drinking.
I'm drinking and I mix my drinks. Like I say, I still drink like I'm an 18-year-old. Someone mentions Jaegers. Yeah, man, why not? I'll have one. Yeah. Then one turns into 10.
There's nothing worse for me now seeing the Jaeger bombs come out. I'm like, no, I'm partaking in that.
So I know that I'm getting old now, or maybe getting more mature, because I'm actually dreading the hangover before the night out's even happened.
Yeah, I come home and I have a pint of water before bed now just to make sure that I don't, that level of responsibility. Before it was, I never had that.
Yeah, like it's mad. I could be going out on the Saturday, but on the Thursday, before the Saturday, I'm dreading what I'm going to feel like
on the Sunday. Yeah.
On the Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and that's not a good way of thinking.
No.
So, yeah, I'm thinking that and all the artists that I look up to, a lot of them are sober.
Yeah, because a lot of them obviously have had, especially, I suppose it is a cultural thing within the music industry in some way, or the pressures of being famous. How many of them have had to use substances to cope, whether that be to pick themselves up or maybe it's to calm themselves down.
I don't want to be one,
it just goes so far and so far now. Like, I mean, we mentioned Eminem earlier, but his recovery album, everything there. He's someone who's gone through the highest highs and the lowest lows, and it's a big part of his identity now with sobriety. And there's so many artists like him.
Like my sister, I admire her so much because my sister, obviously she went uni, she probably had a good time, but she's someone who can go out and not drink. And I've done it a few times, but I need to get in that comfortability where maybe I can do it more.
Yeah.
And I'm at a stage now as well also is being able just to say no. I've got a lot better at just saying no.
Yeah.
I drank a lot last year, I'll be honest with you. This year, I haven't drunk nowhere as much because of these reasons of it filtering into my weeks and making me feel, it makes you feel depressed.
Do you know what I love about this as well? Like for me, it's similar to you there, feeling more comfortable in saying no. But the one thing I like as I've got older, when I used to say no before, it was either no with an excuse or a reason.
Yeah.
And then a bit of an argument with a mate about like my reasons why and them saying, oh, go and have a drink. You don't get that as you get older. It's like, you're having a drink? No. All right. And no one bats an eyelid anymore.
It's because we're getting older now. We know ourselves now.
But when you was younger, it was like, oh, don't be bored. I don't get it. But I'm 34 now. It might just be my circle, but I don't get any of that. I don't get any of that pressure to go on, just have a couple, just have. It just doesn't happen anymore.
We just know ourselves now.
Yeah.
We know how it makes our bodies feel. And I always do dry Jan.
Yeah.
Always do. I've done dry Jan for the last 5 or 6 years, probably even longer. Because my body just needs that reset. I always give up stuff for Lent. I've got a real bad sweet tooth, I have. So that normally goes at Lent. But I know I can do this stuff. I know I could. Yeah. So I know I could give up alcohol.
If you wanted to.
If I wanted to, yeah, I do. Because I've done things, like I fast every day. So I know I can give up things, do you know what I mean? It's just, it's probably just getting used to that.
Yeah. I get that, yeah. You speak a lot about, obviously, the living on the council estate, that council estate confidence, the great humour, the survival instinct that we have on them. What do people often misunderstand about estate culture? And I guess really what I want to explore is, how has that environment both challenged you and equipped you for stages like Glastonbury and then, of course, performing recently with Coldplay?
Growing up on Norfolk Estate has been the best schooling experience ever for me. If you could, I always say there's nothing more difficult than growing up on Norfolk Estate in the 90s. When you're dealing with all sorts of different types of characters and people who don't really understand you or sometimes even respect you, and you have to get their respect and you have to make them understand you. And that's sometimes what the industry is like. Because people didn't understand me in the industry when I first came out. People didn't even understand me in the Hull scene. They didn't understand, how can a rapper be rapping in a Hull accent? Yeah. They thought it was weird. Hull people thought it was weird that someone was rapping in a Hull accent because they were so used to listening to people with London accents and American accents. I think the misunderstanding of council estate culture is everyone's just a bum.
Yeah. Everyone's
a bum, everyone's a tramp, everyone's a freeloader.
Yeah.
No one works. They're not good people. That's a lie. That's a lie. I know some very rich people and they're scumbags. And I know people with no money and the greatest people ever. And they'd give you the last quid. And that's people on council estates. It's a big community feeling on a council estate. I love Norfolk Estate. It's been the making of me. It wasn't always positive in the sense of my influences and the experiences that I went through, but I'm happy that I went through the things that I went through. I'm happy that I struggled at first. There was a lot of racism. I'm happy about it because it's built me. It's made me develop a thick skin, which has prepared me for the music industry, because you need to have a thick skin to be in the music industry. I've gone from no one loving, respecting, caring about me to being absolutely lauded on my council estate. I've had a full circle experience, which is mad. Even I used to have beef with people on my council estate. When I'm telling you about, when I told you about when I hung around with this gang. This gang of mine had beef with people on my estate, and it's all love now. Yeah. All reconciliation. We're all old now. Do you know what I mean? But these are the type of scenarios and the full circleness of my experience on Norfolk. Like I said, I've gone from being probably not very liked to being absolutely loved, because people understand my message. People understand that I carry this council estate on my back. Do you know what I mean? Orchard Park, Norfolk, it's known for being real rough, and like I say, not good people are on there. But I'm trying to tell people that there is good people on there, and the people that are from that council estate, my council estate, I'm trying to tell these people and educate these people to not feed into the stereotype. That's what I mean by council estate confidence. Because I want the people on my estate to realise that you're superstars, you're special, just because you might have been dealt tough cards, just because you might be used to the prison service and drugs and stuff like that. Don't let them cards determine the way you're going to live your life. Don't let perception determine. Realise that you're a natural storyteller. You're a natural survivor. You've got life skills. You've had to grow up quicker than everyone else. Use that positively. That's what council estate confidence is. Because sometimes we are dealt harsh cards. We don't have the most money. Access to certain things aren't available to us. But we've got certain skills that are better than most people because we're natural survivors. We know how to get by when the chips are down. So use that positively and turn that into something positive.
You've got to be resourceful, haven't you? I think about this, coming from fuck all, you know what it's like to live with fuck all. You know what it's like to survive on fuck all.
Nothing.
Do you know what I mean? And
pressing the emergency button on the gas and electric meter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everyone's been there. It's not the greatest times, but you know what? Let's not feel sorry for ourselves. Actually use that. Use that as like as fire in your belly to want more. That's how I see it.
Yeah. And you've done that. Obviously, you've supported Coldplay.
Yeah.
You've played Glastonbury. You've toured America. Your message always comes back to Hull, back to council estates, and for young people who feel overlooked. What responsibility do you feel now as Hull's most well-known musician? And what do you want the next generation in Hull to believe about themselves that you didn't always believe about yourself? You've touched on that a little bit already, but let's explore it a bit further.
I feel like for me, I want the next gen to be better than me.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through all the trials and tribulations that I did. Look at my story, learn from what Chiedu did. And when Chiedu passes the ladder down, be ready to climb it. I feel it is my responsibility. I take my responsibility very serious in the sense that I know there's a lot of young kids looking at me. And I want to be the guy that passes the ladder down. I'm not shying away from that. I've always been a leader. You could say I'm a community leader now. I did a music video the other day called Story of a Pauper, and I brought all the young kids out from my street because I wanted them to experience what it's like to be in front of a camera and feel good. Because these young kids don't always get that opportunity. When do they get the access? When do they get the access to be around a man who supported Coldplay, a man who's played Glastonbury, a man who supported Skepta in America? Do you know what I mean? They don't get that access. And it's important to me to stay humble as well. Because I'm still just Chiedu from 21st Avenue. Like people always say, oh, why are you still round here? Like what you doing? Like blah, blah, blah. I'm still round here because this is who I am. It's just who I am. I represent Hull to the fullest. I want people to see Hull in a good light. You know what I mean? Like I know Hull's got its problems, but the only way we're going to sort out these problems is having people, I suppose, with my mindset. Because you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. And I'm proof of that.
I was going to say, you're proof of that.
I'm proof of that.
No
if I can do that, if I can support the biggest band in the world, any of these young kids can do it. And that's what I'm trying to promote in this message. I'm not an alien. I've just grafted my backside off and not took no for an answer. I got ridiculed and laughed at for being a rapper in a scene full of indie bands. A lot of these promoters and a lot of these people now, like, they were the same people who slammed the door in my face, but I always believed in myself. And sometimes I don't know where I got the self-belief from. I think it's because of my mum. My mum's an extremely confident woman, and my sister's quite confident as well. And we're Nigerian as well. Nigerians are very confident. But I know I'll get to where I want to be in the end. This isn't my final destination. I'm going to be kicking down doors forever and being undeniable, just so it's easier for the next generation to come through them same doors.
Like you said earlier, I love the fact that you don't even feel like you've hit your prime yet.
No way. No, not a chance. Like people think, oh, you've made it. You've supported Coldplay. I haven't made nothing. This is just the beginning. I always think it's just the beginning. I'm so privileged and lucky that every year since I've made music, that it's progressed. I thank God every single day. Because really, I don't know how it's happened. I'm just a kid off Norfolk Estate who's got a dream, who's going to carry on living out his dream. But I'm nowhere near where I want to be. Not a chance. Like I'm so scared about being complacent.
Yeah, it's not a good place to be.
I'm so scared of it. And
it's so easy to be complacent, especially with what you've.
Yeah. Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people will be strutting around the town because they've supported Coldplay? I mean, I didn't even leave my house. for like a couple of days after Coldplay because it was just too much. Yeah. All the attention, all the social media, all the blah, blah, blah. I couldn't handle it. Not that I couldn't handle it, I could handle it.
I know what you mean.
But for me, I just wanted to, because I'm someone, this is something I do need to get better at. I never really give myself a pat on the back. I remember when I came off stage at Glastonbury, I was angry.
Why?
Because I was like, it's over. All that fuss and hype for that. Because obviously the build-up was like a good 6 months. You're doing all the press, you're getting played on radio all the time, local media, national media's covering you. I'm on national news, I was on like BBC News, like all this buzz, all the good luck messages, then 30 minutes, it's over.
Yeah.
But they call that gold medal depression. Yeah. When you reach, then boom, you're back. Happened to me when I went to America. I was the happiest I've ever been when I was in America for them 8 days, supporting my favourite UK artist, Skepta.
Yeah.
I'm in Austin, Texas, with my boys. It's like it don't feel real. We're not walking down Pruney Ave. We're walking in Austin, Texas, doing what we love. When I came back, I was depressed. I didn't leave my house for about 4 or 5 days. My mate said, "Oh, come on, let's go to Nando's." And we went, and I was telling him about it. And one of my good friends said, what did he say? He said, I don't think, no, because I was calling it holiday blues. And he was saying, it's not holiday blues. It's the fact that you're now living your dreams. You're now living your dreams now. And now you've hit that moment. You want to be there all the time. Just remember how that felt. But of course, when I achieved something, I still went back to being moody. Yeah. Coldplay was the only time for a long time when I actually lived in the moment. Because them 2 days were probably the 2 best days of my life. And after it, I lived in the moment. I was like, wow, you've come far. Where before, I've never thought like that. I've never thought, oh, I've come so far. But that moment, I was like, it comes so far, but then I'm over it now. I'm like, what's next?
What's next?
And sometimes that can be a problem.
Yeah, I know. I completely relate to that.
But it also helps me keep my feet firmly on the ground because I'm not one being complacent and I'm not thinking I'm too good. Like people can't fathom that I supported Coldplay. People are like, people still now are like, I can't believe you was on the stage with Chris Martin and you was rapping with him. Like, do you know how sick that is? And I don't want to sound ungrateful. It was probably, like I said, 2 of the best days of my life. But I want more. Yeah. I'm greedy now.
Well, that's
I'm greedy. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think as a creative, as an artist, you have to be hungry. You have to be. I think the second, like you say, you start feeling, for lack of a better word, full. Yeah. The complacency is going to be there. Yeah. It's what's next? And I do think looking at the Coldplay tour, I do love the fact that they did choose a local artist because some bands kind of have a touring support act with them as well, which is great for that artist to get the idea, kind of what the experience you had, with Skepta. Of the feeling of being on tour if they've never experienced that before. But I loved that. When I heard they was picking a local artist, I was like, that's class, that. Yeah, like that's really.
There's not a day when I don't think thank you.
Yeah.
There's not a day when because I'm quite religious. Wake up every morning, I pray. And there's not a day when I'm just like, thank you, God, for me being able to do this as a career. Like I'm living my dreams already because I get to do this as a career. Do you know how lucky I am that I've been able to be a full-time musician since 2018 when I was a teacher before that. So I'm like, this is wild, and I'm from Hull and I do rap music. I'm not in a band. I'm not an acoustic singer. This is a black man from North Hull Estate doing music full-time, and he's been doing it since 2018. Do you know how lucky I am? And don't get me wrong, there's days where it's a struggle. Where I don't know when the next money's coming in and it's difficult and there's no work coming in. But again, counsellor state confidence, being adaptable, life skills, not worrying too much, finding a way, making a way.
That's it, yeah. Chiedu, I like to finish all of my podcasts with a series of quick fire questions.
Let's
and honestly,
go,
to be
man.
fair, I could talk to you probably
I know.
a lot more
I
for a lot longer.
I hope I haven't bored you to death.
Absolutely not. My first question is, what is your favourite word?
Undeniable.
Least favourite word?
Can't.
What sound or noise do you love?
Like, it happens a lot in like rap raves or grime raves. Someone imitating a gunshot, like bap, bap. I love that sound.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Police sirens.
Tell me something that excites you.
The future.
Tell me something that doesn't excite you.
Being complacent.
Dream job.
Ooh. Rapper.
Tell you what, if you went a rapper,
if you went
a musician, if you could do any other job, what would it be?
It'd be Louis Theroux. Nice. What he does.
Yeah, I could.
That's what I wanted. I actually want to like
move into documentary.
Yeah, like I want to do what you're doing. Like I want to interview real high-profile people who you would never expect a rapper to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting series.
Yeah, mate, that's what I want. That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Worst job you can imagine doing?
Ooh. Policeman.
And what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
You reached your full potential.
Wonderful. Chiedu, thank you so much for joining me on Believe in People. Was that all right?
I loved it.
And if you've enjoyed this episode of the Believe in People podcast, we'd love for you to share it with others who might find it meaningful. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode, and leaving a review will help us reach more people and continue challenging stigma around addiction and recovery. For additional resources, insights and updates, explore the links in this episode description. And to learn more about our mission and hear more incredible stories, you can visit us directly at believeinpeoplepodcast.com.